Well, this is the kind of car I want to drive because I'm at Saab South Yarra. It's the opening launch, so let's have a look at the party and what's going on.
Stay right, straighten up and fly right, go down top and don't you let go top, but don't you like choking, please go home now or something.
I'm an ambassador for
Ambassador? How'd you get that title? Let me guess, you got a free car out of that one.
Oh, no. We've always driven Saabs. We've driven Saabs for about the last 6 years.
So as an ambassador, what do you do? What's your responsibilities?
I actually get to go to great functions like this, go to the races and spread the good Saab word around.
And what's so good about a Saab to you? What does it mean to you?
Well, look at it. I mean, it's a classy looking car and it's really safe. It's done the moose test apparently.
The moose test? Now, who is the poor moose?
Oh, I don't know, but I didn't think we had mooses in Australia.
So
what's the plural of mooses? Mooses.
Mooses.
Yeah, it just didn't sound right.
So when you're driving your car, what does it feel like to you?
My car actually isn't a convertible because I'm a mother of two. I drive the 9.5
Practical.
wagon. Yeah. So it just feels like a normal car. It doesn't drive like a wagon at all.
Yes, there's a lot of balloons floating around here.
Oh, I love them. I've got my son's 4th birthday on Sunday, so I thought when I leave, I'm taking them all with me.
Are you going to pack them into your car?
I think I'd probably only get about 2 in my car.
2 in there.
Yeah.
So what do you drive when driving?
At the moment, I'm driving a Unos, but the one that I really want is that one behind us, this
Convertible?
Yeah,
Everybody wants the convertible. Why the convertible?
I think it brings back memories of when I was little and my dad had an MG and driving along in the open air and thinking, this is really cool.
So I could just see you in the convertible, the hair flicking back.
To grow the hair a bit longer so I could blow in the wind.
Or maybe a scarf or something.
Yeah, do the Grace Kelly look.
I know, see these balloons, just kick them away. Yeah. So what brings you here tonight then, in general?
Well, God's honest truth.
Why not? Works for me.
I organised the event and she always puts on a fabulous term with wonderful people and fabulous food, so I thought I'd come along.
Look what I found, the lovely blonde bombshells. Oh, you are blonde. Now I want you guys to come over here and do the Sale of the Century feature.
Oh, okay.
You know how to do that, don't you?
Yes.
Okay, it's all in the arms? Very tall. Okay, let's go. You've been practicing, haven't you?
Yes, I must say. This is the lovely Saab. It comes in 3 colours, blue, red or green, and it goes really fast. And it's got really comfortable leather interior.
Keep going. We want to get the hand action going here because this is what it's about. Now your turn. We're going to see how good you are. Let's go. Oh, bending the knees. Nice technique there. Now, do you come in 3 colours as well? Blonde, brunette or...
Have been known to in the past, at the moment on a blonde phase.
So blonde's working for you?
Blonde's working for me, summer's coming.
So have you got lucky and got a car out of it?
Oh, not yet, working on it.
You're finding a few men with a car?
Working on that too.
That too, okay. What's happening tonight?
Well, we've invited a lot of our guests here to join us for the official opening of South Yarra Saab. We've got the heads of our company, the Sumitomo Group or Summit, who are also here to help with the opening, and we've got some celebrity heads. Did you find any?
Yeah, I've got all the Channel 10 and all that going on there.
Oh, you found them?
You picked up a few good names there.
Yeah, we have.
And I noticed some of them did drive Saabs and some of them didn't.
Well, the majority drove Saabs.
So it works on the majority rules.
Yeah, it does, definitely. And the ones that didn't have Saabs, we obviously gave them Saabs to drive.
So now you're the manager of this stall?
Yes, I'm the sales manager here.
So what car do you drive then?
Hang
You
on.
get the best one. You got the convertible, don't you?
Most of the time. Yeah, so I'm lucky enough to be driving most of the range at any time.
So you just swap and change.
Pretty much.
Oh, you just pick that one off the floor and go, that's it, I'm going? Or?
Actually, my boss is listening to this. No, I don't. Right? I stick to one car.
You're lying. So what does it mean to you by driving a Saab? What's it stand for?
Oh, as Jim said to me before, it's just a classy car.
It's just a classy car. Now,
right, Jim,
you're
that's
all
right.
you're all class, and you drive a Saab as well.
I drive a Saab, yes I do, yes.
No. Running off.
I drive a Saab,
What type of Saab?
9.3 convertible.
Now, what do you like about that?
What do I like about the Saab?
Yeah, how's she handle on the road?
Oh,
and stuff?
sensational, mate. I used to have a Saab 900S, not as good, but this one just corners like it's on rails.
So how long have you had this one then?
Pretty woman. I've had this one for about 6 months.
6 months. Oh, you're a new one then.
Yeah, I am. So I get it always serviced at City Saab, and I'll be coming out of Frank here at South Yarra Saab.
Absolutely. Now, how often would you change your Saab then? You a seasonal kind of changer, or?
Oh, I reckon I'd change my Saab. I don't know, I'm happy with this one. I don't drive a lot of kilometres. I drive from home in Brighton into work at Channel 7, and then that's about it, and go home.
Now we're joined with the chairman of Saab Australia. Now, you've actually flown in from overseas to...
Yeah, from Japan today, yeah.
So what do you do in Japan then?
Well, the head office of General Motors Asia Pacific Premium Brands is in Tokyo, Japan. It's a bit of a centre for Asia Pacific.
So what's the link between General Motors and Saab Australia then?
Well, in February of the year 2000, General Motors bought 100% of the equity in Saab.
Oh, okay.
And so we are really a General Motors owned company, but we have our own spirit and our own way of doing business.
So how do you differentiate the two then? How do you keep Saab on its own and its style, obviously, without having the GM tag with it?
Well, it's nice to have a corporate owner like GM that provide the finances, but Saab has a spirit of its own. It's all about sporty and versatility, and that really stands out when you see our models, so it's quite easy.
You're in the blind business, I hear.
That's right. How do you know that?
Oh, well, Victory Blinds is advertised everywhere.
Do you
How
know
could
the
I
phone
not?
number?
Do I know the phone number? That's
Sing the jingle.
no, I can't. I'll get embarrassed.
Try.
Victory.
Keep going, keep going.
That's about it. That's
No
as far.
phone number?
No phone. That hasn't stuck.
Okay.
What's the phone number?
131399.
Oh, 131399. Yeah, of course.
Excellent.
Of course, it's all coming back to me. So what
Good on
brings you here tonight?
A friend of Frank Petroni's.
Okay, so you're trying to
And
sell.
blinds.
You're trying to sell blinds here for the front window. What would you go for in a front window?
I think it's something. I'm not quite sure. I've never
not
thought
sure.
of it. I've never thought of doing blinds in the front
The
window.
blind specialist has gone blind. Completely blank.
Exactly.
You draw the curtains on you, that's it. I'm drawing the curtains on you.
Fair enough.
It's over.
Good
It's
on you.
finished, you're fired. I want to know the features. What do we got on features in these cars, for instance?
Okay,
What's so good about
features.
them?
The best feature about the Saab is the reliability and the warranty that the manufacturer is giving you to back his product.
So what's the warranty? What do you mean by warranty?
Warranty is a 3-year, 100,000 kilometre warranty.
3 year?
Correct.
Ooh, that's a big thing to do.
It is a big thing in the sense where from your transmission, whether it's an automatic or a manual transmission, your engine, your interior, your exterior, the manufacturer is backing it.
Okay.
The safety features from your 4 airbags.
4 airbags. So does that mean if a car hits you in the side one goes and not the front one?
Correct.
Or do you get a blood nose from the front
No,
one?
the front one will only activate when it's on a head-on collision.
Oh, okay. So there's been a bit of controversy about the airbag factor that, it does more damage than what it's supposed to do.
The only time it will do damage if you put yourself right up to the airbag. You've got to get yourself between a distance, the right driving position, and if the airbag does go off, you are protected.
And the moon is the only light we'll see.
Check the engine. Oh, there we go. Now this is what we want to look at. I tell you what, it looks completely foreign to me. Where is everything? I'm going to have to get an expert to tell me all about the motor. Popped open the bonnet. Yes. And I tell you what, must be the nicest looking engine I've ever seen. Did you design it that way?
Well, not me personally.
I mean, what's going on here? What happened to that little round thing with
Well, the engine sits longitudinally, so it sits between across the front of the car. Some other engines sit north-south. Behind it is the turbocharger, and Saab's famous world leader for.
They all turbo, or
yes, all turbo. So that's really one of Saab's points of excellence.
What's the advantage of what's the advantage? Yeah.
The advantage is torque. Mid-range torque and flexibility. So you don't need a huge displacement engine. You can have a smaller engine which has less inertia, and then supported by a turbocharger. It means that
faster.
Yeah,
speed. We need speed
and a lot more flexibility and responsiveness in gear.
The cases are out closed on this one. Now I'm joined with Lenore. Now you've got a nice look at this lovely polished badge there. Now you organised this little do.
Yeah, I work for Saab Australia. Actually,
that would probably be obvious. Oh, well, I would hope so.
I'm from Sweden anyway, so I used to work for head office.
So you worked in Sweden because Saab is a Swedish car?
Yes, it is. So I used to work for the Saab head office, and then I was sent to Australia to spend a couple of years here.
So you've transformed Saab in Australia then. You've taken it obviously to new grounds that it's never been before. How hard is that to do?
That's quite hard actually. It's quite hard. Quite a big decision to decide to go to the other side of the world.
Is the culture different as like the Saab driver in Australia different to the people that drive overseas, for instance? Is there a different status?
Yeah, we've got a lot more convertible drivers here, of course.
Oh, okay, yeah, the weather.
Climate, yeah.
She left me. I think this could only be the deluxe of driving, the convertible. Can someone open up the front window? First thing I'm noticing is the comfort, actually. Oh, isn't this just the life? You know something, I could get really used to this.
I'm really looking forward to the different projects my role as ambassador will involve, especially those for the customers of South Yarra Saab. In particular, some great ladies motoring days, which are planned workshop training sessions for lady Saab drivers, so that should be interesting.
Prefer an auto than a manual. Easier?
I do a lot of city driving.
Yeah, you just have to sit there.
Yeah,
so it's still got a bit of guts even though it's auto.
Sure has. Well, it's turbo.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're that one. Chapel Street on a Saturday night, right? Right through.
Windows down.
Got to watch out there. Yes, I can imagine. It's not only about driving a stylish car and looking good, but it's about keeping up and looking fantastic. So stay watching because there's a bit more after the break where we talk about skin and how to look good. Because obviously if you're going to look good, you've got to drive a good car. Joined here by Dr. Paul Spano, a skin specialist, and he's going to tell us about how to keep care of your skin. Basically, what are some of the options?
Okay, Stephen. Basically, some things haven't changed in skincare, and that is because we live in Australia, we get exposed to a lot of ultraviolet radiation, that the first cornerstone of any skincare regime needs to be sun protection by using a sunscreen. Second thing...
That's a must. In which, during any day, winter days, normal days?
Yeah, the amount of radiation throughout the year doesn't really change a lot. The heat changes, obviously, from summer to winter, but the damaging ultraviolet rays, which can lead to skin cancers and blotchy skin and various other problems, really doesn't change a lot throughout. It's good to start good sunscreen care in your early 20s.
So what are sort of the signs that I'm going to get from damaged skin? Obviously, wrinkles is one of them.
Wrinkles is one of them. Premature wrinkling, actually wrinkling before you're actually due to get it. The development of freckles and sunspots and blotchy colour in your skin. Thirdly, the development of broken capillaries around your nose, and you've got one or two little ones there, but we'll be able to remove those for you a bit later on. Broken capillaries, and just generally a generally unhealthy, tired-looking skin.
So what about sunbeds then? Would that be as dangerous for anyone out there who's using sunbeds?
I better be careful exactly what I say here, but overuse of sunbeds certainly will damage the skin. If solariums are used wisely, Like I would personally think 3 times a week throughout the year is far too much. So solariums actually can be good for things like eczema and psoriasis, and some people will find a benefit of that, and some forms of acne actually reduce after the use of sun lamps. So I think if it's done intelligently, then sun lamps are okay.
So everything in moderation, basically.
Yes, generally, moderation is the key.
We're going to talk about botox. Personally, I don't think I need it, but I do a lot of crazy things on this show, and this is one of them. I'm going to be Botox soon.
Absolutely.
What is Botox?
Botox is a protein that's made in a laboratory, which, if injected into certain muscles, can relax those muscles for somewhere between 3 and 6 months. And so, let's say that as you're talking, you normally frown down like this and form a lot of wrinkles. If we give you some Botox into this area while you're working away at your computer, you won't be frowning and won't be wrinkling your skin.
Anybody does this? Any age?
Most people who have Botox will be over the age of 25. Well, I have done a few patients younger who have some premature wrinkling, but most patients are between the ages of 25 and 50.
So this is basically what, a temporary relief?
The Botox is best probably thought of in 2 ways. One, if you have actually wrinkles on your face, Botox can smooth out that skin and then prevent the development of further wrinkles. But there is a new way that people are using Botox under the age of 30, that they're using Botox to relax the muscles so that they don't develop wrinkles, or they don't pleat the skin, basically. Yeah. Basically, every time you frown, you're creasing and pleating the skin. Now, obviously, day after day, eventually you get permanent wrinkles in the skin. If you use Botox prior to getting those permanent wrinkles, then there's no real reason why you ever need to develop those permanent wrinkles.
I got a bit sucked into this. Now I've got a bit left over in the tube, so he's going to do my forehead.
May as well. It's sitting there in the syringe, Stephen.
There's no means to my ends here. Ends to my means. Okay, yeah.
No, not too close.
Oh, that was going to be too hot.
Okay.
That's fine.
That's fine.
All right. Just frown down for us and relax. Frown up and relax. I might just put these...
just above the nose, is it?
Just in here.
So that's quite common, yeah?
Little injection now. Ready, set, go. Good.
Yeah, you can feel it going in. Is it hard to push, or...?
No, it's very easy, in fact. And we just push that a little bit to...
I kind of thought, I'd get rid of my crow's eyes, but now the forehead factor, it's kind of a bit overdoing it.
A little bit here, ready, set, go. Great. And that's fine.
Done.
Okay, we've got that bit of gauze there.
Yeah, a bit of blood was there? And is it dangerous?
Is it dangerous? No, not at all. The side effects of having a Botox injection are you can get a little bruise, but you can, like wherever you have a needle, you can get a little bruise. And that's about it. Nobody is allergic to Botox at all. People talk about or have read about getting a droopy eyelid after Botox. Yeah. The chances of that happening are around the 1 in 100,000 type of mark. It's very small. And it's more so in the hands of inexperienced injectors rather than... There is a slight technique dependence there.
Because what are you actually injecting a needle into the nerve, is it?
No. Just under the skin. The needle only goes in about 2 millimetres under the skin. It's a very fine needle. Good skin care starts at home. Regular exfoliation is a fairly important thing to do. And again, in your mid-20s, it's a good time to start, perhaps twice a week, 3 times a week in the shower.
So it's like a good face scrub.
Yeah.
Can you over scrub? Like some of those stuff are pretty harsh.
It's hard to over scrub. You'd have to be really using something with a lot of acids in it, etc., to over scrub. But so regular mild exfoliation is good. The use of AHAs and BHAs, that's alpha hydroxy and beta hydroxy acids.
Yeah, I knew that.
Absolutely, are very skin clarifying, and the regular use of those either in moisturisers or scrubs is a very good thing. Then stepping up a level, you've heard of creams like Retin A that have been used in the past and used by many movie stars for lots of...
Are they all what they're cracked up to be, a lot of these creams, or not?
Retin A and creams like that, including Steva, Differin and Retrieve creams, are the most powerful. They all contain the same ingredient called tretinoin, and they are the most powerful skin refining products, and always will be, but they're available on doctor's prescription only.
One of the many things Paul does here is laser treatment as well as hair removal, but also scar removal.
Absolutely. Scars can be made less visible by changing their colour, either with lasers and sometimes creams. and using other things like silicone gel sheets, etc., to make scars as flat and unnoticeable as possible.
So I'm going to be guinea pig again after Botox. Now, I've got a nasty scar, and I've got what we call silicone strips, now, which is one of these. Now, what is the purpose of this? This is quite a new thing, isn't it, really?
It is, and I suppose you're going to ask me how it works, which is quite a difficult question
No,
to
actually,
answer.
but how does it work?
Okay. This is a piece of silicone, just inactive silicone, that if you overlay it on a scar, it causes various changes in electron flow and positive and negative charges and surface tensions of the skin, which then impact on the cells. And as the scar is maturing, if you have a layer of silicone over the top, the scar and the collagen tends to lay down in a flatter, more linear sort of way. So in other words, if you've got a lumpy scar that's forming, if you put silicone over the top of it in the form of a sheet or a gel, it'll heal in a... What we plan to do with you, and we've started the treatment, is use a laser that targets the colour red and helps those little capillaries in that scar shut down, and so that the scar becomes more neutral in the surrounding colour of the skin, so we'll notice it less.
And this can be used on, like, I know it's got a little mole there as well. Can get rid of those sort of things as well?
Absolutely. I mean, you've got people who have various little red spots and broken capillaries tend to be around the chest or on scars, can all be shut down with a little vascular laser.
So we're about to start the laser procedure, and you're just going to laser my scar off, basically.
Absolutely. Of course, you're wearing eye protection, which is very important with lasers, and so am I.
Can't see a thing.
What we'll do, I'll just start the laser pulses now, and you'll feel a tiny little sting. Feel that?
No.
That's excellent. And all I do is work my way up and down the scar.
Okay.
If areas are more red, then I'll pause over that area. And then I'm basically watching closely for changes in colour of the skin to work out whether I need to increase the dose or decrease the dose.
So basically, how many of these would I need in order for this scar for the redness to disappear?
You'll probably need, I would say, somewhere in the region of about 10 sessions, spread 2 to 4 weeks apart.
Okay, so and how much roughly does this cost?
Each session will cost about $150.
This is quite painless. It's kind of like a little rubber band just flicking, almost a pins and needles effect.
That's right. It shouldn't be a painful procedure. The characteristics of this laser, Stephen, are that it produces light of a wavelength of 532 nanometers, which is basically a greenish yellow looking light, and that colour light gets absorbed by the colour red. So what happens is that the laser energy that each pulse produces, being yellow-green, gets preferentially absorbed by the colour red, which is the capillaries in the scar, converting that laser energy to heat and then shutting down the blood vessels.
Well, there you have it in a nutshell, really. What else is there out there that can be new and exciting for us to use?
Probably the photofacial treatments, where they use a thing called an intense pulse light. It's very similar to a laser. Like, for all intent and purpose, it looks like a laser. It's a big machine, produces very bright light. But it produces light over a whole spectrum of wavelengths, whereas a laser only produces light of one particular wavelength.
That little point, basically.
Absolutely. So these intense pulse light treatments can be used for the entire face to reverse a lot of the ageing process. They will reduce your capillaries, reduce the amount of freckling or sunspots, and increase collagen production under the skin. These were made famous by a guy called Patrick Bitter in the United States, a cosmetic surgeon who developed these treatments, and they're now fairly widespread in this country as of about 6 months ago. I personally have used these machines at a clinic in Sydney, and the results are really quite good.
So there's always new things coming up then?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, lasers well, if we talk about the chemistry, there's a new peeling type agent and ingredient for creams called amino fruit acids, which are very good, non sort of irritating to the skin. And I think in the future you'll see things like hormones, perhaps estrogen, the female hormone, and other hormones used topically on the skin to alter its characteristics.
Well, it's come to 6 months later down the line, and I've had about 6 treatments done on my scar. Roughly it takes about 10 before the scar sort of blends into the skin, but you can see just from the visuals now that the scar has almost disappeared anyway into my skin. It's become quite neutral in colour. That's only after 6 treatments. Also, my little spot was quite dark brown and red in colour, and of course using the BVU, which is blood vessel laser, as you can see the spot is almost faded into the skin. It actually just rubbed off. While showering, I would just use a light scrub and the top layer would come off, and over the 6 treatments that's eventually disappeared altogether. Now the greatest thing about doing this show is actually been the botox. It's been one of my highlights, and I think I'm convinced, and I'll probably do it again, because when I smile I don't get any of these crow's feet anymore, and once I thought I didn't have them and I didn't take too much notice, and now I do notice the difference, and it actually makes you look at least 5 years younger. If anyone's interested in getting anything done like scar removal, spot removal or Botox, make sure that when you're choosing your doctor, choose it wisely and ask enough questions and see how qualified they are. I've used Dr. Paul Spano from the Beacon Cove Clinic. He's a specialist in his field and he does fly around Australia teaching other doctors how to do these procedures. So think of that when you're going out. If so, just give him a call. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this show. Stay tuned.